How's it going, YouTube? Today we're gonna do a mod, kind of more protection to the inside of the Bronco. I'm going to be installing some screen protection film from Screen Protect. It's not something I've done before. I haven't even unboxed this stuff yet, so let's see what we've got. Don't install before you read. Got a little spray bottle. Ooh. Got a little squeegee. A really nice microfiber cloth. What else do we got here? And then the actual film. If you've watched my channel before, or if you're familiar with Lifestyle Off-Road, you'll know that I do vinyl for a living. I install vinyl on all sorts of stuff. I do lots of vinyl wraps. I mean, my whole Bronco is wrapped, if you've never seen that before. That truck's wrapped right there in the driveway. Boat is wrapped. It's kind of put away for winter, but boat is wrapped. I've done vinyl since 2006. I've been recently doing a lot of PPF film on Broncos specifically, but today it's time to add some, I'm not sure exactly what this is. It's like a self-adhesive type vinyl. I don't know if it's actually vinyl or not, but we have the sheets to go on the 8-inch touchscreen. I have the 8-inch, and then there is a sheet even to go on the gauge cluster. So just in case, I got the I don't remember what they call it. Basically the insurance. I think they call it insurance kit. So I have 2 of each just in case I mess something up. And yeah, let's get to it. It looks like, oh, cool. So there's soap already in this bottle. I don't know if you can see that or not. So it just says just add some water. So I'm gonna go get some water and then we'll jump inside and throw these on. Okay, so I have my solution mixed up. It should be bright enough that you can see this in here. When you're doing something like this, you always want to do it in your garage. When you're doing like a wet application specifically, you want to do it in a well shaded area, not in direct sunlight, because that can cause it to cure too quickly and then you're just going to have a bad time. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to clean off everything. And I'm not going to use any sort of chemical. I am just going to use what they provided me. I'm going to wipe it down, get it nice and dry. And I'm gonna spray it again, and I'll just do this probably twice. And this is like this has to be like a lint, super lint free cloth. It's definitely one that I'll be keeping and not tossing this away. Okay, make sure you get these corners and everything too. One thing I read about these also is this film can actually help hide. So if you have a scratch screen, the film can actually help hide those scratches and make it look basically like new again. So that's pretty cool. And my screen isn't in bad shape at all, but with how dirty it gets, I mean, right in there is pretty dirty. That's embarrassingly dirty. I mean, there's bird poop up there. I try and keep my truck clean, I swear, but I go four-wheeling. I take the top off. I don't know. I enjoy my Bronco for what it is, so things happen. So why not protect the screen? I'm pretty sure if I had to replace this screen for whatever reason, it'd be next to impossible. Okay, so that is ready to go on. I am going to just kind of spray my fingers and wipe them off. You want to make sure your hands are clean. You don't want to put any fingerprints on anything like this. So I got my fingers wet. I am going to grab the radio screen and I'm just going to get the edge wet, start to peel it off, and then I'm just going to keep spraying this. Set the backing aside. Okay, so that's wet. I'm going to get this wet as well. And what you want to do is be able to slide this in place. What their instructions say is you basically don't be afraid to use too much fluid. So make sure everything is wet. And this is going to be just a little big. So if you can see this, it is overlapping the edges. So what your goal is to make sure it is wet enough that you can actually slide this around, because you actually want to get this just behind this bezel. And it'll take a little bit of finessing. And I'm kind of using the squeegee to get back there. Okay. Kind of wants to go. Just kind of get my fingernails back there to kind of pop it up. Whew. Okay. I'm actually going to grab a vinyl squeegee. Okay. Got my vinyl squeegee. I just don't have quite long enough fingernails to really get behind the bezel. So that's all I want this for. Just kind of get the plastic. Doesn't seem like that side wants to lift up like the other side. Get all these edges tucked in there. Okay. Now, we're just going to squeegee this out. And it's always best to try and move down. Push that water out. Gravity will help you and pull it down as well. Looks like I got a couple little things to work out. And when you do wet application, you're going to have parts that get finicky. So this is like a little finger that keeps popping up. Sometimes you're going to just have to let that kind of sit for a little bit, and you might have to come back to it. You just have to let it kind of dry out back there, and eventually it'll stick. Because of just a little bit of pressure, you can see it go away and then it comes back. So you can see I've got a fair amount of solution back there, and I did get the matte finish, the anti-glare. Just thought I would try that out. Overall, it doesn't look too bad. Oop, there we go. That's what I needed. So you could easily do this with like a credit card, debit card, gift card too, just to kind of help you get behind that bezel. Okay. All right. That's going to need to dry out, obviously, and I'll keep playing at it. But overall, that looks pretty good. Okay, so next we will get this one on. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, doing the same thing, just wipe it down with a solution a few times, and we'll get that set in place. Okay, so I have that sprayed I don't have a very great way to get a good angle real close, but same thing. Get this wet, spray my fingertips, start to peel, get that wet, throw a few more sprays back there, and set this into place. The analog speedometer side, you can see it's a little bit rounded, that goes down there. Just get this set in there. I think I need a little more solution. I do know that this stuff isn't exactly like paint protection film. I mean, I can feel a difference in it, but paint protection film, especially the older stuff, oh, that one really slid into place easy. The older stuff would yellow over time, and if you have ever tried to remove that, it is an absolute nightmare. So this stuff is not supposed to yellow, it's just supposed to protect your screen. And I don't know how well, I mean, already it's kind of crazy how clear it is. I need some more solution. Just squeegee it all down. That one really fit into place. There's definitely more of a gap. Okay. Well, so from here, you're going to want to just leave your windows down. It's going to take a couple days to dry. If you end up with a bubble or something in your film, you're going to just not want to pick at it. It can take a week, 10 days when you do a wet application like this for it to all dry out, especially depending on the temperature. But it will dry out eventually and it'll flatten out. So we still have this one little finger that's coming back. So I'll just keep this squeegee in here, let it dry out, check back in a little bit, and oh, see, it's just gonna keep coming back. There's just enough moisture in there that's gonna allow it to keep creeping in, but just be patient, press that down, and eventually it will stay away. And even like here on the gauges, you can see it's just a little bit hazy. I bet you in a day or two that's completely gone. So yeah, that is your install. Pretty simple to do, just requires a tiny bit of patience. Yeah, what do you think? Is this something important for you? It definitely has a nice feel to it, and then I'm actually kind of impressed with how nice it feels. And this is supposed to not show fingerprints and allow it to get as greasy, so that's a big plus. So touchscreen works as it should, and that's even right after installing it. So I expect it to maybe even get a little bit more sensitive. I don't think right now I can even tell a difference between this and no screen on there. Everything responds as it should. It does have like the nice matte finish to it. I know it's not going to be easy to capture, but yeah, let me know what you think. Is this something on your to-do list? Is this something that you're looking into doing? If you have any questions on the install, go ahead and hit me up. Again, this is something, I've done things like this for a very long time. And last but not least, if you go to screenprotect.com and use code LIFESTYLE, you will save 5%. I'll put that stuff down in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching everyone, and stay tuned for my next video.